Ludwig's Dream. The Story of Neuschwanstein Castle. Part 1. Have you ever seen pictures of Disneyland or Disney World? Maybe you have even visited one of these magical places. If you have, then you probably know that the very first thing you see in Fantasyland is Sleeping Beauty's castle. To get there, you go over a bridge. In the water below, you can see swans circling gracefully. And looking up, you see the tall towers of the storybook castle. Of course, you know it is a fairy tale castle. But did you know that the original castle still exists? Far away in the southwestern part of Bavaria, in Germany, stands the castle that was created not for the dreams of Sleeping Beauty, but for the dreams of a sensitive young man who just happened to be a king. Ludwig Friedrich Wilhelm II was born on August 25, 1845. He was the eldest son of King Maximilian II of Bavaria and his wife, Princess Mary of Prussia. From a very early age, Ludwig and his younger brother Otto were put on a strict schedule of studying with tutors. They did not play outside, but went on long, cold walks for exercise. Ludwig's father wanted his son to learn that being a future king was a serious responsibility. He hired many servants and advisors to teach Ludwig, but he himself did not spend time getting to know his son, and neither did Ludwig's mother. When someone suggested that Ludwig's father go with him on his daily walks, the king refused, saying that he had no idea what to say to his son. And Ludwig did not spend much time with his mother either. In fact, when he talked about her, he called her my father's wife, as if she was not related to him at all. So Ludwig grew up as a very lonely boy, taught by tutors and cared for by servants, who made sure that he was comfortable and healthy. But, aside from his brother, Ludwig had no one to talk to. He spent many hours walking through the palace, looking at the many paintings and other art objects. He read stories of brave heroes who fought in battle, but he preferred to read fairy tales and romance. He was a dreamer. One thing that Ludwig did have in common with both his father, Maximilian, and his grandfather, Ludwig I, after whom he had been named, was a fascination with castles. He spent a great deal of time in the castles his father had designed. It was called Hohe Schwangau, which means Swan Castle of the High Country, and it was very near to a lake that became the name of a very famous ballet, Swan Lake. The beautiful design of this castle and the wonderful artwork inside fascinated Ludwig and made him imagine that when he grew up and became king, then he, like his father and grandfather, would design a fantastic castle that would be full of the things he loved best and the people he most admired. It would be his dream come true, the most incredible castle in the world. When Ludwig was 12 years old, he went to the opera for the first time. The musical story seemed to him like a fairy tale come to life, and he thought that the person who composed it must be a genius. The opera was called Lohengrin, and its composer was Richard Wagner. Almost everyone who has been to a wedding has heard music from this opera. The wedding march from Lohengrin, which most of us know as "Here Comes the Bride." Ludwig fell in love with the opera and thought that the hero, who was called the Knight of the Swan, was just the kind of brave, handsome man he dreamed of becoming. After seeing the opera several times, Ludwig had memorized the story and music, and loved to act out scenes from the opera with his younger brother. Ludwig decided that when he became king, he would invite Richard Wagner to live in his castle, so that he could see the musical genius and hear his music every day. And that is exactly what happened when Ludwig became King of Bavaria in 1864, at the age of 18. Soon after, he began to build the castle of his dreams. He called it Schloss Neuschwanstein, New Swan Stone Palace.